Good morning. My name is Paul Dalzell. I am the worship coordinator of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Charleston. Thank you for joining us today. Here you will find a community of people, all different, yet all united in the shared values of justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity, all with love at the center, who will help you find what you are looking for this morning, and I hope in your lives. Welcome all of you, our members, our friends, and if this is your first time here, we welcome you and thank you for joining us today. Please join us in singing our welcome song. We sing it through twice, and if you feel comfortable doing so, greet those around you with a smile, a nod, or a hello. The words are in your order of service and on the screens.
Whoever you are, we welcome you. Wherever you come from, we welcome you. Whoever you love, we welcome you. Whoever you are, we welcome you. Wherever you come from, we welcome you. Whomever you love, we welcome you.
Please check your insert for goings on here at UUC this coming week and in the near future. And you're more than welcome to take that home with you if you want to stick it on your fridge or somewhere. But we do have a few announcements that we'd like to share at this time. There is a leftover birthday cake in the web room. You're welcome to have after the service. Also, Tina will be selling the green UUC t-shirts after the service. And the Stone Action Group is meeting after the service, but we don't know where. Maybe in the nursery? Yeah, I think in the cloud room usually, but maybe not. Oh, that may be filled with Neil, although I'm not sure he's doing today. Okay, we'll find a place. Also, to emphasize, Witchy Weekend Betwixt and Between is next Friday and Saturday. On Friday, November 7th, there will be the Witches' Ball from 5 to 10, and on Saturday, the 8th, the Psychic Fair from noon to 6. There will be ceremonies and rituals, live music, artisans and merchants, kids' activities, a costume contest, and more. We do still need volunteers for Witchy Weekend. If you have some availability, even just a couple hours, please reach out to Phoenix or to Sarah to sign up for a shift. This event does require a lot of volunteer power. Reach out today. I must also tell you that Phoenix, Sarah, and her husband Travis have worked extremely hard all week to clean this building literally from ceiling to floor and to decorate it for this event. I want to try something here. If you would be so kind, make the heart symbol. I'm going to try and snap a quick pic and send it to them in appreciation. Give me just a moment. Like that. The bottom of the heart. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. And again, please volunteer if you're able. Also, Kaleidoscope Collective is hosting a Friends Potluck on November 14th at 7 p.m. They will be showing the movie Wicked. Bring a dish to share if you choose. It's not required. All are welcome. And finally, I sincerely hope you can join us for my favorite UU event, Thanksgiving dinner at UUC. It is at 3 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day, and we ask that you bring something. But we won't tell you what to bring or what anyone else is bringing, or kick you out if you don't bring anything. Someone will cook a turkey. We collect $5 to reimburse them for the turkey and their effort, and we leave the rest up to the universe and chance. Fate, if you will. We once did track all the sides, but several years ago, we, UUC staff, decided that doing so did not produce a better meal. It just overworked and stressed out our staff. If we end up with 15 sides of mashed potatoes and no pie, we have a great story for years to come. Our goal is to have a stress-free Thanksgiving dinner. Can you imagine such a thing? So bring your favorite side dish and don't stress at all. Just come, enjoy good food and good company, and relax. Now, as Maria lights our chalice, please join me in reading the words in your order of service. Let's read them with feeling. You may want that. We face a challenge to democracy, a challenge that calls us to hope in moments of despair, a challenge that asks us that we can and must make a difference. May our flaming chalice recommit us to truth in our words and our actions, that we may live as we believe people should live. We come to this sanctuary, whether in person or virtually, to connect with our community, sharing our joys, our celebrations, our sorrows, our concerns, our peace, and our needs helps our community become closer and stronger. And that is the community we all need in these times. I have a joy for it is the huge joy of being in a position to help someone who needed it badly. And that goes right into a joy in our book, joy for the work and generosity of Sarah, Paul, and Ron, to help a neighborhood immigrant man and his family. And big thank you to Phoenix, Sarah, and Travis for the artistry, Phoenix, and the carpet and house cleaning Sarah and Travis did in this sanctuary and the whole building this week. Thank you to Billie Eilish for speaking truth to billionaires. And the joy of seeing my grown son expanding his horizons and seeking exciting new challenges. We have concern for all those who will be hungry this month and possibly for months to come. Please help when and how you can. And when will Nettie get over this GD cold? Also concern for the state of our democracy. For all these joys and sorrows, both spoken and unspoken, may we remember, shared joy is multiplied and shared sadness is diminished. Please join me in reading our unison covenant to each other by James Vila Blake. Love is the spirit of our faith and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Our meditation today is people power. So please settle in, plant your feet on the floor, rock and settle a little bit in your seat. Welcome to close your eyes or stare into the chalice or off into space. A couple of weeks ago, I attended the fall retreat for the Commission Lay Minister program in Kent, Ohio. Being a UU event, they scheduled 2 hours to attend the No Kings rally. Some of us walked over on a beautiful fall afternoon. 2 clergy in collars, 2 full CLMs, and myself as a candidate for the group. I'd guess about 1,000 people lined the streets of Kent. I saw veterans in their 90s, lots of college students, older folk, kids being pulled in wagons by their parents, and lots of average Americans. There were so many amazingly clever handmade signs. The vibe I felt in the crowd was of a coming together. Smiles abounded. If not joy, then togetherness. We knew we were with our people. I didn't see any counter-protesters. I will say, when we headed back to the church, my heart was warmed. I absolutely felt better about our country after the event than I did before it. The authoritarian Christo-nationalistic America this regime wants is being opposed. That is not who we are. The people are standing up and are speaking out. We chanted, "This is what democracy looks like," and I felt it. They may have the money, they may have ICE, they may have the military, but we have the people, and the people have the power. Jamie picked our parting song because of my words in my last service. Then I picked the subject of this service because of his song choice. We work well together. Most of us know that democracy came from ancient Greece, Athens specifically. Let's remind ourselves about the origins. In the year 507 BCE, the Athenian leader Cleisthenes introduced a system of political reforms that he called democratia, or rule by the people. From demos, the people, and kratos, power. Now, in Athens, only male citizens older than 18 could vote. So of the 100,000 citizens, 10,000 resident foreigners, and 150,000 slaves, only about 40,000 were allowed to vote. By 460 BCE, a general took over and reestablished what was basically an aristocracy. So that experiment lasted about 47 years. But the concept was born, the ideal. About the same time, Rome's republic was founded. It was representative. Leaders were elected to three branches: the consuls, who led with military power, the Senate, which advised, and the assembly, which made decisions. The republic faced increasing problems, including corruption and crime, which weakened it. The rise of powerful figures like Julius Caesar and the ensuing civil wars ultimately led to its collapse in 27 BCE, when Octavia became the first Roman Emperor Augustus, marking the start of the Roman Empire. A MAGA talking point is that we are not a democracy. We are a representative republic. I think the biggest reason they use this argument is because democracy sounds like Democrat and representative republic sounds like Republican. But it's fine. The latter is a form of the former. From AI, a representative republic is a system of government in which citizens elect representatives to make decisions and pass laws on their behalf. It combines features of both a representative democracy and a republic. In this system, the ultimate authority rests with the people, but is exercised through elected officials who are accountable to them. The biggest difference is, or should be, that a representative republic limits the power of the majority to protect minority rights through a constitution. Whereas in a direct democracy, the will of the majority is the law, with few protections for minorities. We do not have a direct democracy. But even now, in these times, we do still live in a democratic nation. And that is what we all need to fight to maintain. We have three branches, all equal. Each one is or should be independent of the other. Add in the media, and you have the four institutional pillars: the legislative, which makes the laws; the executive, which enforces the laws; the judiciary, which interprets the laws; and the media, which informs the people. Again, all are, or should be, independent of each other. Even here at UUC and in the UUA, we are governed by representatives we elect. However, each member congregation of the UUA operates under congregational polity, where each local Unitarian Universalist congregation or fellowship is autonomous and self-governing. The UUA Board of Trustees governs the larger association of congregations, but the individual congregations elect their own governing boards, just as we do here, to make decisions for their local church. So yes, since we did not vote to discard the 7 principles, we do still covenant, it's behind me, to affirm and promote the right of conscience and the use of the democratic process within our congregations and in society at large. Democracy can look as tame as it is here at UUC now, or as wild as it has in years past. There are stories. We won't talk about those right now, though. But even when it is messy, democracy is worth preserving. An authoritarian form of government, as outlined in Project 2025, is a system where power is concentrated in a single leader or a small group, limiting citizens' political participation and freedoms. This form of government often maintains control through political repression, control of the military, and suppression of opposition, rather than through democratic processes like free and fair elections. When that small group is Christian nationalists, it becomes a theocracy. If it is by business corporations, a plutarchy. Well, that goes against my religion and the way I was brought up. We don't have to just sit on our thumbs and watch it happen. There are things we can do. Showing up and turning out, as we did for No Kings 2, is one thing. That scared the bejesus out of them. They tried to brand us as Antifa before it happened, so several older women came in with T-shirts and signs saying, "I'm Antifa." In many cities, they tried to intimidate people with ICE agents and National Guard, but folks showed up anyway. As I mentioned in the meditation, I didn't see fear on the faces in the crowd of Kent. I saw smiles. I saw smiles on the faces of 90-year-old veterans standing right beside 20-year-old college students. I saw about 1,000 Americans standing together for the ideal that is American democracy. Reportedly, Kent was one of the few places in the nation that had violent incidents. An apparent Trump supporter assaulted a young woman from behind. But he was then tackled to the ground and held there, like 7 or 8 different rally goers, including a city council person, until the police arrived. They did find a gun on him, but the people grabbed it too and gave it to the police. I didn't see any of that. We saw 2 police cars on one of the streets and wondered why they were there. Interestingly, a lot of people were worried they were there to quell the protest. Very few thought they were there to protect the demonstrators, but that was the case. If your algorithm is like mine, daily you see reports of ICE agents detaining American citizens, or worse, assaulting them and undocumented people on the streets and in their homes. You probably saw the video of a Presbyterian minister getting shot in the head with a pepper ball. The reports of ICE agents rappelling from a helicopter to an apartment building in Chicago as they raided it, then separating the children, zip tying them, and loading them into a rental truck. You may have seen videos of elected officials being knocked down just for protesting. And you may have heard that the footage they're using to show that there are rebellions in the cities they want to send troops to is either doctored from years ago or miles away, sometimes even from other countries. It is said that the reason they want troops in these mostly democratic cities is to intimidate the people when they show up to vote this month and to establish a presence for the midterms next year. We may not know until it's too late. We also know that, although in previous government shutdowns, WIC and SNAP benefits were not affected, this year they are, even though monies have been set aside for them. I think by taking food out of literally the mouths of babies with WIC and by suspending SNAP benefits for the working poor, elderly people, and those in need, and there are 40 million of them in this country, they are hoping for riots so they can declare martial law and send in the troops. This was all spelled out in Project 2025. Those of us with a little need to help those of us with less. As Susan Warner said, I got plenty and then some. What do I do? I've got plenty and then some. What do? I go out and help someone get plenty and then some too. I don't see how we can't. I know it seems like nothing but bad news is coming at us from all sides these days. But good things are happening too. For every ICE raid in Portland, Chicago, and across the nation, there are dozens of Americans standing up and saying, "Get out of my neighborhood," to them. Groups are organizing all across the country. In Portland, they're dressing up in inflatable costumes to mock them. A group formed called Humble Boys has formed to de-escalate the Proud Boys when they show up to provoke people. I love that. In Chicago, they have formed whistle brigades to warn neighbors of ICE patrols. Folks with 3D printers are making whistles by the thousands and distributing them all around the city. Then, when ICE is seen in neighborhoods, people step outside and blow their whistles to warn their neighbors. Even here, folks are standing up. As I've mentioned before, the day after the election last year, I was asked to join a rapid response group to help protect undocumented people from what we knew was coming. An ESL, English as a second language, teacher and organizer I know, was scared for her students and their families. She called another organizer who called others. We first met 11 months ago. Unfortunately, we haven't had enough warning to help many people rapidly, but we have distributed hundreds of Know Your Rights flyers and papers to potential detainees of ICE. And we started a fund to help those who have been detained or are in danger of it and their families. So far, we have given almost $13,000 to help people. And we still have almost 20 grand in the fund. As was mentioned in the Joy, last week I was honored to be the one to inform a neighbor of ours right here that we could help. If you ever meet them, if you ever suspect you know who I'm talking about, please don't let on that you know this. Allow him his worth and dignity. Please. Last week, Sarah started a GoFundMe and made a meme for a friend of hers. I saw it and suggested he apply to the fund. He did. The gentleman had been granted asylum 7 years ago, but had not been able to get a work permit, so he could not support his family. Our group approved him for more than he asked for, which will pay a lawyer to get him that work permit and help him with some past due bills, food, and necessities. We were able to get the funds out the very next day. And that same day, a member of this congregation was able to offer him a job, and he started working immediately that day. Great. I mention this because our theme this month is nurturing gratitude. And I have never in my life felt such palpable gratitude as I felt when I told him the funds were on the way. Washed over me like waves amidst his many thank yous, and this means so much, and my daughters thank you, and my wife thanks you, and this means so much I can't tell you. Palpable waves of gratitude. Yes, I did cry. Again, there are things we can do. There are lots, at least 6, 7, and there will be more every day, every week, every month, every year. We can connect those who can help with those who need help. We can let our elected officials, both state and federal, know we do not approve of their propaganda campaigns and actions. Governor Morrissey said this week he would give $13 million to food banks out of his contingency fund if, and only if, it was matched by private donors. Tell our governor that his methods are not in keeping with our values. Tell our senators and congresspeople that starving children is not the American way. I won't ask you to get arrested for occupying a hallway, but you can still speak out. 2 weeks ago, in my sermon about covenants, I mentioned that in America, the Unitarians descended from the Puritans of all places. The Puritans fled a power structure led by a king and a hierarchical religion. They said, no kings. In that message, I noted that we use covenants because they saw the value of agreeing to promise, to covenant in mutual cooperation. After all, that was the only way to survive in the New World. When the Unitarians splintered off from the Puritans, they kept that covenantal practice. And that is why every week we agree to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. And why we agree the right of conscience and the use of the democratic process within our congregations and in society at large is important. We can and must stand up for the democratic process. That's what over 7 million of us did on October 18th. We stood up for the promise of a free nation, one not led by a king, not ruled by one religion, but by we the people. I saw that in a small town in Ohio, and about 2,000 of you and our fellow West Virginians did that here at our state capitol. People gathered in over 2,700 cities and towns across the nation to speak truth to power. Democracy. People power. Again, our UUA bylaws tell us we draw from our heritage of freedom, reason, hope, and courage, and build on the foundation of love. Because love is the power that holds us together and is at the center of our shared values. We are accountable to one another for doing the work of living those shared values through the spiritual discipline of love. That accountability will help us flourish in these times we are living through. After all, that's the only way to survive in this new world. Because this is what democracy looks like. Thank you. We the people, take it back. That's right. I invite you once again to rise in voice, body, or spirit for our last song for all, We Walk in Love. The lyrics will be on the screens.
We walk in love, surrounded by purpose.
We join our hands and lift up one voice. We speak the truth with strength and compassion, resounding with hope, with courage and joy. We cry for peace and rights for all people. We welcome friends from far and near. We fight for those whose voices are silenced, resisting in faith until all are free. We dream a world of justice and kindness. We build a bridge, creating new paths. We march with joy as all walk together, embracing each one. We boldly stand.
Our closing words today are really good. I wish I'd written them. We are a democracy, unruly, unfinished, unrelenting. People of rebellious joy taking to the streets, underground resilience resisting complacence, the pleasure of activism organizing into simple hope. We are democracy, people of principles taking on principalities, witnessing the worth of those called unworthy. Justice, just now gaining ground. Integrity of interdependent existence extending. Living democracy in heads, hands, and hearts. We know that democracy can die, ossify, brittle byproducts of a bygone idealist, plotting politicians pirating votes, corporations cannibalizing our care for the world. Look, it can wither, distend, come to an end. Democracy, today we will love you alive, make you ours, make you thrive, and vote as though our hope is on the line.
The song, This Is What Democracy Looks Like. This is a chant protest on put to music for the chant, This Is What Democracy Looks Like. So, is it on the screen? Yeah, okay. Okay, just follow us and sing along as you like. This is sort of a teaching thing, so. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, we are wrong to be righted. 2, we know that we are stronger when united. 3, we exercise our right to assemble. 4, that's when the proud and mighty start to tremble. Just in case you're wondering, just in case you're wondering, just in case you're wondering. Hey, hey, look this way. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1.
We see that there's
a wrong to be righted. And 3, we know that we are stronger when united. We exercise our right to assemble. That's when the proud and mighty start to tremble. Just in case you're wondering,
Just in case you're wondering, just in case you're wondering. Hey, hey, look this way. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.